In many cases, communicating with customers over the phone is the most convenient and direct form of communication. Do you recognize the value of excellent customer service delivered to you on the phone? If you stick with me to the end of this video, we will be learning how to develop incredible telephone skills. Subscription to this channel is very simple. Just click on the subscription button below and also turn on the notification bell so you won't get to miss any of our videos. And if you're just meeting me for the first time, my name is Flora On. Here in this channel, my passion is sharing everything skill with every slightest opportunity.
Skill Faculty is geared towards teaching, promoting, and empowering you with the skills needed to become a better version of yourself in all ramifications. Skill Faculty, we are on the side of skill.
Call centers continue to be one of the quickest growing areas of business in most developed countries. However, too often, the staffs do not receive adequate training, which can have devastating ramifications for the customers on the receiving end of the phone calls with these untrained employees. All businesses rely on customers. In our current age, where nearby everyone has a smartphone, businesses have the ability to connect with customers and vice versa, like never before. But just because the potential for greater communication is there, doesn't mean that these channels are being used effectively. Speaking on the phone is sometimes customers only dealing with a company, and one bad experience is enough for them to take their business elsewhere. Here we explore the benefit of proper telephone skills for both business and personal excellence. In our current day society, in the face of development, mankind has worked to effectively enjoy a better way to convey information from person to person, no matter the distance, via the use of devices such as our computers, mobile phones, and so on. Now we're going to discuss the ways of communicating with people, how to develop incredible telephone skills. The first one is detect emotions. Listen to the emotion in your caller's voice. Does it match or endorse the words they are using? If the customer sounds frustrated or upset, use empathy. If the customer sounds upbeat, try to hold onto the positivity by matching their tone. The next one is be focused and use question tags. Prevent yourself from being distracted by colleagues or external noises and concentrate on what your caller is saying. It's also helpful for you and the rest of the team to avoid shouting across the floor to lower background noise or to wear earphones. If possible, ask questions to gain more information on points you need to clarify. Use probing questions like, when did this start? You can then match them to a solution that best fits their situation. The next one is, don't interrupt. You listen more effectively when you're not talking, so refrain from interrupting your caller. Remember to let the customer finish what they are saying. Interruptions may break their train of thought. Avoid preempting what your caller is going to say. Chances are you will be wrong and miss some of the content of their conversation. This content may include some of information that can be added to the CRM system to help the next advisor who will handle a call from these customers to build rapport. The next one is use recap key facts. Summarize and reflect back. Check if you have heard the key facts and content of the caller's conversation correctly. It also lets the caller know you have understood them. Statements such as, if I heard you correctly, you said, is a greater way to reflect back and summarize. The next one, how to develop incredible telephone skills, is listen with your writing materials in hand. Have a pen and a paper to hand and get into the habit of making short, quick referrals to any questions you want to ask or points you wish to raise or comment on. When your caller has finished speaking, refer them back to your note and take actions. If you're thinking of an answer when the caller is speaking, that means you're not a good listener. The next point to develop an incredible telephone skills is you have to make use of interrogation concept. For instance, like, pardon, if you say, having difficulty listening, make the necessary adjustments. You might say, I'm sorry, I missed that last point. Please repeat that for me. It is better to ask the customer to repeat themselves than to guess what they wanted and pay for it down the line. The next one is be chary of solution-based thinking. This is a process where the contact center encourages advisors to focus on the resolution, because customers generally don't wake up saying, I want to just make a phone call to a call center or to send them an email. There is a problem that needs to be solved. If you want to develop this skill, you have to be ready to solve problems. Experienced advisors will say, I've seen this all before, and they'll jump into a particular part of the resolution. But that might not be the right path for this particular customer. So this is where advisors should instead be encouraged to stop, check and think more openly. By doing this, the advisor for this particular scenario, the best course of action would be to take a step in a different direction. So the next one is, remember that speed is the enemy of good listening. There are occasions where customer centers unwittingly encourage advisors to rush through calls. But some advisors will naturally just want to get through the work. This is where the contact center needs to encourage the team to slow down and breathe and think about putting the focus on the customer. So as the team leader and the management, we need to really make sure that we're facilitating that. When it may seem counterproductive to slow an advisor down, it leads to a situation like the tortoise and the hare. This is because when you rush into the call, the customer is most likely to call back, but if you settle it once and for all and take your time to listen and know what the problem is and provide solution, the customer will not call again. So here are the things I mentioned earlier. Number one is detect emotion. Number two is be focused. The third one is don't interrupt. The fourth one is use recap key facts. The next one is listen with your writing materials in hand. Make use of interrogation concepts. The seventh one is be chary of solution-based thinking. So in conclusion, efficient telephone network is the foundation upon which an information business and society is built. Before you go, I have a challenge for you. What did you learn? Are you willing to make a U-turn on personal telephone capacity? What is the best and worst telephone conversation you have had? Share with us in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video.